One question the interviewer loves to ask is, what do you know about our company? The reason why they love this question is obviously not so you can educate them about their company. And it's not because they want to catch you out and see you sweat. In this episode, I'll share with you why the interviewer loves this question so much and how you should answer it. Welcome to the Career Upgrade. My name is Petra Pierce and I'm a career strategist and a coach. Here on this channel, I'm helping professionals like you to gain insights on how to answer interview questions so that you can nail the job interview and get that job offer. And in today's episode, we're covering the question, what do you know about our company? This question is a favorite amongst the interviewers because it's a way to check if you are serious about the job interview or if this is just one in a long line of interviews for you. And you're not really that bothered about the company, you just need a job. Here's the thing, it takes a lot of time and effort for a company to fill a position. They need to advertise the role, do initial selections, schedule interviews, conduct these interviews, then they need to make further selections, do more interviews, decide who to hire, prepare for the new joiner to start, onboard the new joiner, make sure that they have what they need in order to be productive, and much more. So the last thing an employer wants to have happen is to hire somebody that isn't really interested in the job or the company, only in the paycheck. Think about it, if you took a job just because of the paycheck, what happens if you don't like that job? You'll probably start looking for a new job as soon as possible, and you may become so unhappy that you stop caring whether you do a good job or not. And your attitude starts reflecting that unhappiness and you stop getting along with your work colleagues and your manager. No employer wants that. And the way to minimize the risk for it happening is to make sure to only consider candidates who are genuinely interested in the position and the company. So you could say it's a qualifier question. The question in and of itself is not a difficult one, and it doesn't require a long answer either. But what it does require is that you prepare and do research beforehand. The best answer is one where you can show that you have a basic understanding of the company. Things like how long they've been in business, what their main product or services is, so basically how they make money, what their overall mission and vision is, and where they're heading. Ideally, you also want to show that you know who their competitors are and how they set themselves apart from those competitors. And if you can, you should also add your view as to why they are better than their competitors, because that indicates that you are so interested in the company that you've actually taken the time to form an opinion. This is an excellent way to boost the interviewer and make them feel proud to work there. But be careful, you don't want to lay it on too thick so you come across as ingenuine, so you need to strike the right balance. You also want to showcase that you are keeping up with the company news. I'll go into more details on how to prepare your answer in a little bit, but what you want to do is to follow the company on social media and make sure that you check out their press releases and things like that. And then in the interview, you'll bring up one or two things that you've read related to their current activities. Lastly, you want to end your answer by expressing how right you feel that their company is for you. Either that your personal goals are aligned with the company goals or that your values are aligned with the company values. For example, what you're aiming to do is to express an emotional connection with them and that you get what they're trying to do and why they're in business. Okay, so to summarize how to structure your answer to this question, you start with sharing what you know about the company, why they're in business and how they make money, who their competitors are, and ideally share why you believe they are better than their competitors. Then you'll share something that indicates that you're keeping up with the company news. And lastly, you speak about why the company is the right fit for you and the emotional connection you feel to their purpose. Before I share an example of an answer, I want to quickly talk about what you should avoid doing. Number 1, don't come unprepared to answer this question. You will get asked, and if you can't answer it, you might as well not show up for the interview at all because very few companies will hire somebody that doesn't bother preparing for the interview. Number 2, don't say anything negative. If there is a media storm going on at the moment involving the company you're interviewing for, then refer to it as, besides the current focus on your company, here's what I know. And then you talk about all the positive aspects you found out in your research. Don't start talking about what's covered in the media at the moment. Number 3, if you know something about specific employees, don't bring it up. You can mention that you know employees that work there, but don't go into any details about what you know about them. And number 4, don't give a long-winded answer. This is probably a couple of minutes max. Alright, now you know what to avoid, so let's look at an example of how to answer this question. First, you start with your general knowledge about the company. So you could say something like, actually, I know a bit about your company. I know it was founded in 2005 by person X because she wanted to do X, Y, and Z. I also know that in the first few years you broke even and that you got acquired by company Y in 2018. What really excites me though is your current product, X and Z. I know that competitor 1 and 2 have similar products, but yours are far better because of... And then you go on and you explain why they're better. Then you move into the recent news to illustrate that you're keeping up with what's going on. So it could sound something like, I read an article in TechCrunch a couple of weeks ago about your recent launch of product Y, and I've also seen the positive responses on social media. The consumers seem to love your new product, and I have to admit that I am one of them. You wrap up your answer by sharing why you feel personally connected. I've been using your products for many years, and product Y has been a real game changer in my opinion. I know it was developed based on customer feedback, and I love to work for an organization that listens so much to their customers and cares about them in the way that you do. But that's not the only reason why I want to work here. I also know a great deal about your charity work, and there aren't many companies out there that do what you do for the local communities in all of your office locations. So when I saw that this role was open, I had to apply. You can finish off by referencing the role, so it may sound something like, and of course, most importantly, it's the role that really interests me. Finishing the answer that way may be a natural segue for the interviewer to start asking you more specifically what interests you about the role. And how to answer that is something I'll cover in the next video. If you want to dive deeper into how to prepare for a job interview and what research you should do and how to do it, make sure that you check out this video next. And make sure that you also download the free workbook on how to prepare for a job interview. Okay, let's wrap up by doing a quick recap on everything that you've learned in this episode. And now that you know what you should and shouldn't do when it comes to answering the interview question, what do you know about our company? 1. Do your research. 2. Don't say anything negative. 3. Don't reference specific employees. 4. Structure your answer by first talking about the company, then share a recent event the company have had, and finally share why you feel this is the right company for you, and aim to showcase the emotional connection. 5. Keep your answer short and to the point. If you do the preparation and answer in this way, you come across as well-informed and passionate about working there. And that is a great way to answer this question. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway is from what I've just shared with you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to check out the video how to prepare for a job interview, plus download the workbook, and I'll see you soon.